Hello guys. Yep, I'm back again. This time with World Championship. It's starting for me in stage 3. And yeah, it's a 4-player format, 4 players per league, and there's 2 4-player games, 3 3-player games, and then 1 heads-up match versus each opponent. And yeah, I'd like to start with this new TTAratings.com. Shout out to Ruby Booby. Great work with this. It's the sort of all around ranking system. It shows Clicko plus the leaderboard rankings, and you can also search for a group of players and see them as in the same view. And yes, as we can see, there's me, then there's Oprah, darwinian, and Unterjochen. And I suppose those flags are correct. Yeah, at least mine is correct, and Oprah I know is Danish, and then darwinian from UK, and then Unterjochen from Germany. And as we can see, I'm top rated in this group, but then again, Oprah is very strong player. I played him a lot in friendly tournaments and also in ranked tournaments. Darwinian I haven't played much, but I did at least meet him in the last Royal League. And Unterjochen I don't know at all. And yeah, they're all still in top 170 in Clicko, so yeah, it's still a relatively strong group in this stage. Well, yeah, Darwinian and Unterjochen have won all the previous groups to make it into upper. So yeah, I would suppose they are strong players. So yeah, without further ado, I think we're gonna head into the first 4-player game, and let's see what happens there. So in this first game, I'm in the first seat, and it's actually always so that in these 2 4-player matches, there's if I'm in seat 1 now, I will be seat 4 in the other game, and then if you're on second, you will be third in the second game, and so on. So it's balanced in that way. And in each 3-player game, you're gonna have one game in seat 1 and seat 2 and seat 3, and then in 2-player there's gonna be a bit of an imbalance. You will be in first seat twice or second seat twice. But yeah, I'm on the first seat here. Let's take a look at the leaders and wonders. There's Ziska and Nostradamus, also Columbus with Suez Canal, and also Cook for Suez Canal. And there's some culture guys, Bach and Gaudi, and also Watt, but no railroad at least. But what could be nice, there's Curie to follow up, and all sorts of science guys, Sittmeyer, Gates, Einstein, Jobs, and also spaceflight. And worth to mention, always Red Cross. It's maybe the most swingy wonder if you can maybe set up nice watt and then go for some food. It could be nice if others can go for the food. For me in the first seat, I choose to go for Cleopatra. There's maybe Aristotle, could be worth considering. But I think with all those wonders there, I might be likely to get one. And I just like Cleopatra in first seat more. Aristotle could be stronger in later seats when there's more cheaper technologies coming down. So it's just maybe a bit close, but Clio might be nicer in a vacuum. Oprah then, there's Aristotle, there's leader and a card, so very, very nice. Darwinian then maybe doesn't have the best pick here. Actually, sorry, just takes two yellow cards. I suppose there's Hippocrates could be considered. But yeah, with Hanging Gardens, it's maybe not that great. Maybe Hippo plus the cultural heritage, but then again, you leave the EG for other players, so it could work out fine. Unterjochen then can go for the Hippo and also takes Acro. Yeah, out of those three wonders, there's Colosseum, Hanging Gardens, and Acro. They're probably the maybe objectively the worst wonders in for player in from age 8. And Acro, then again, it's cheaper to or less stages to finish. It could still be fine. And Colosseum, and the later seats could be considered. So I think the leader plus wonder is fine here, and if you take Hanging Gardens, you sort of lose a civil action, and it's obviously not better than Colosseum. So let's see how it plays out. So at least for me, there's two wonders to choose from. If there's nothing better on the row, so like in Clio, but those two wonders in in 1 CA range are not that great, and Pyramids for 2 is just better. And I decided to start rushing the Pyramids since it's nice to get going right away. And with Clio, you can just finish it in 2 turns for sure. Draw some cards that may not be too great, but then again, defense cards are always nice. Oprah goes for the Aristotle, pops with Lab with urban growth, and takes rich land for the first mine. So he skips Colosseum as well. Maybe library coming down for him, and maybe some H2 wonders could be nice. H1 wonders could be nice as an alternative. That could be definitely fine to pick it up also, but chooses to play it like this. Darwinian then goes for the standard stuff, mine, pop, and chooses to take the library. Doesn't have a leader yet, but there's Alexander and Confucius probably. One of those will still be there. So taking the library here is very nice with the EGA. He has maybe, if there's only one more resource revealed, he could just finish it. Unterjochen then selects Hippo. Basic stuff plus 1 card. Yeah, probably having growth with the Acro is just the best card. There's also First Iron is out, Saladin coming down, some strong cards coming down already. So I decided to go on with my game plan, just finishing the Pyramids right away. And there's stockpile could be fine with having Pyramids, but just the rich land is I think it's more efficient anyway, and I still need some mine buildings or upgrades at some point. And I also choose to take the stockpile. There's Silk Road in the game, so that is always a nice card if you can just go for Silk Road and then get four resources for that. But that may be a bit of a niche play, but still having stockpile with Pyramids is fine. Saladin is still on 3, so maybe we're on 2. Could be considered, but then again, Cleo is still doing some work, and I might get another wonder. And next turn I can just. I suppose I took the stockpile like. Yeah, I was able to go for both mine and lab without it. Yes, since the mine will be free, and then yeah, it could be possible even without the stockpile. So draw tactic at least and a pact. Oprah then goes for Saladin. Doesn't use Aristotle at all, but then again, like this, he didn't have the CA to take iron with the bonus and then elect Saladin. And there might be an argument for just not taking Saladin, just taking iron with the Aristotle bonus, but he still can go for the iron. And actually he can just build one straight up with rich land, so this could be fine. And also the CA early on is quite nice. But definitely not the best Aristotle ever. So Darwinian can pick up nice Confucius. Starts with building the lab. So yeah, now he has free population. Maybe other option could have been to build 2 stages of the wonder, but obviously getting the one side now is quite nice also. Leaves monarchy on 2 for the acro player. Let's see if he still goes for that now. It takes drama and bread, so that's maybe a bit weird. I think with this play I would have preferred the monarchy here, because you obviously won't need 2 of those for that scout in the game, but yeah, it's probably a bit of an overkill to go for those 2. Just this monarchy could be better. If there's maybe it would take a resource and then a couple of science maybe to be able to go for the monarchy next turn, but still I'd prefer it over these 2 cards. Or even this, maybe alchemy, but that might be a bit worse with the acro. Well, not worse, but you could maybe in some cases build 3 labs and just ignore the alchemy for the time. And with those 2 cards that it took, there's alchemy for 1 for me, so that's quite the big bonus. Just build the mine, pop, build the lab, also take alchemy, just have a new project for Cleopatra, and I also decided to take monarchy. Monarchy is very playable with pyramids, and it's just available for 1. Obviously, there's iron on the 2 CA range, but like this, I just wanted to get the rock production up, and then start going for the alchemy and skip iron for now at least. With the alchemy, you have a nice project, and then that helps you go for the coal later on. So iron is maybe not the first priority here. Draw some more events. Well, at least Reign of Terror is nice to know. Probably unseedable since I go for alchemies. At least for now, I will be spending my rocks on economy. So actually he doesn't go for the straight up mine, decides to go for 2 upgrades. just to maybe have a free population, take all those gods. That could be a reason, but yeah, I really don't see why that. Or did he not have the rocks? I suppose he had the rocks to go for one hour straight up. But yeah, for some reason chose not to. Some food for all. And yeah, actually there's some extra rock revealed, so he could. Yeah, so I suppose there was some extra resources revealed for Oprah, but I suppose there was still a way out of corruption. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. There's iron for one, always nice. But doesn't take Nostradamus, which could be a strong leader overall in 4 players. You could just build up your economy and be a lot safer without investing. And Unterjochen chooses to go for Siska over Nostradamus. So yeah, he has a tactic already, so Siska is quite nice giving it a third MA. But I was quite happy with Nostradamus being left on one for me. So I start to go for those lab upgrades. More population, even twice to get out of corruption. There's Nostradamus, but I think it's Cleo still doing some work, so I decide not to elect yet. And also the rain could be, now that I have Nostradamus, could be playable, but could still be quite a bit risky. So I choose to just use Cleo for one more turn. And there was again iron for 2, but for the same reasons I choose to ignore it. Respect offered but not accepted. And Oprah can finally get a wonder, but that's a nice one. Universe does for 2. First wonder is quite late, but he has some more rock production now. Could be very playable. And notably, I haven't even seeded anything yet. Actually, Oprah does leave him just 8 rocks, so without help he can't finish the universe task next turn. So what did she do instead? I remember. So maybe there was no. So yeah, sorry, my voice is still a bit shaky. So maybe he could not escape corruption while building a step. Yeah, he just doesn't have the rocks. Yeah, he isn't using any rocks, but just doesn't have it. So that's free religion. I have to reload probably. Let's see. No, It's wrong turn. Sorry. Yeah. So Darwinian, let's check that turn. Here he went for iron, one upgrade, population to Columbus, so probably has a nice colony. So yeah, that was a bit of a mix-up with the replay feature. So let's continue with the Unterjochen's turn. There's Ziska being elected, and he takes the last iron, but I'm fine with that. It's just every other player has iron, so coal won't be contested, so that's a very nice, in general, a very nice position. Yeah, maybe the coals are very late, then it's not that nice, but let's see. Goes for iron, takes alchemy as well. So he has a lot of urban technologies in hand, maybe a bit more than he would like. So this was a pretty interesting turn. There's obviously code for one, and I have some early science production. And I did play around with some possibilities. I did not think code is still a vital tech for me, since I have the pyramids, and I probably would like to go for monarchy more than code, since I have Nostradamus. And the third MA just helps drawing a lot of events to see it. So I was valuing masonry over code here. There's Silk Road coming down, and for those reasons I took masonry, and at least like this. And there's the second code coming down also, so I can actually delete the second code from the game. Well, basically, if I take the breakthrough, it will be on discard, and the second code will be on one. So I would suppose Oprah will just take the code from non-discard spot, and then the first code will be gone. So go for the masonry, get even cheaper upgrade. Population, just to get out of corruption, and then take the breakthrough and then discard the first code. And there's Silk Road coming, so let's see if I can grab it. But I still choose to keep Cleo. It might be a case to maybe start going for Nostradamus quite soon, but then again the event seeding has been quite slow, so I could probably still get the full knowledge of the next deck if I choose to elect him next turn. Protects rich land and the code as I predicted, and the first code will be gone. Protest goes for large population and starts going for the union, can finish it next turn while going for the code. Shows tactic, phalanx, doesn't fill it yet, but can do it quite quick. Darwinian seeds, a Confucius event. No, not yet. I didn't elect Nosade, so yeah, I have no idea what he seeded. Second knights. This is guaranteed the phalanx tactic now. Plays cultural heritage. Probably age still won't end, but it's quite nice to play it now. And has medieval army, so yeah, he can be strongest for now, but there's two more HA events. Some more science. And Silk Road will be taken away, which I think it must be a mistake. He's already invested in 3 civil actions to take all those cards anyway. He's on 4C anyway. It just could be very inefficient for him to go for the Silk Road. It's probably a straight hate draft. I had no other reasoning for that, but it will be quite tough for him to do it effectively, efficiently, to go for the Silk Road and maybe for alchemies and stuff. And chooses to go for popping and an upgrade. I suppose he could not go for the second iron upgrade. It would have meant food corruption, but still corruption. So like this, he can even build another unit to be tied in strength. So I wasn't happy with the Silk Road being taken away, but I maybe find another way for the Clio resource. There's a warrior for free, and with the extra science, how did I have anyway? Enough anyway. There was at least 2 science revealed, so maybe I had enough anyway. No, there's the breakthrough science visible now. So I was able to gain the missing 2 science from the event deck, and it was quite nice to go for the monarchy on this turn. Go for the monarchy, play stockpile. Looks like the age will end anyway. Go for the population, and I choose to go for the 3rd alchemy, which is obviously in general a greedy play, but it was still quite cheap. I had masonry, so it's 5, and then with the Clio it's actually just 4 resources to build the lab, and I have Nostradamus to give me some protection. I have a night tactic, maybe, probably won't be that useful since I already have 2 warriors. But I felt I could do it. This gets me out of corruption, I think, or I can escape corruption some other way. So with the knights being available, there's phalanx tactic and also medieval army rebuild. So with those knights, I was quite certain I can defend for many more turns. And this is just a very nice position if I can just hold it. Having 3 alchemies by end of H1 is quite nice, but Clio did some nice work. And I also choose to take irrigation, just to have some more ways to better my economy. And those other cards, maybe frugality, not that nice without some extra food production. Cardo, I just don't know if any colonies. And Brilliant Circuits, maybe not that great, while having the religion already. And I can actually copy the tactic. I will be not the weakest for now. And since I elect Nostradamus now, I can just get the full knowledge of the next deck. And I actually seeded Pestilence here. Well, I was contemplating if I should wait and seed with Nostradamus, but I thought there was Oprah has a lot of population, but then again, Darwinian doesn't have a free population. Also Unterjochen doesn't have a free population, so it could be a bit annoying for them. Oprah still H1, can go for the knight. Finish the Carolina, and doesn't. Yeah, he chooses to go for knights over code for now, but he can next turn go for both alchemy and code with this. It's late alchemy, but could still work out nice. Yeah, with Carolina, probably alchemy is not that vital, but then again, 6 production is better than 4. And if there's maybe scientific methods are late, it could be nice to just invest next turn into alchemism. And with 6, you're fine for a very long time. There's new deposits. Yeah, not taking iron here, a bit costly, but still some more rocks for everyone. Darwinian then go for Columbus when not losing a CA. So just in time, go for the last upgrade to mines, population, and warfare. Yeah, I suppose he has a lot of science, and monarchy is very late. It would be a late monarchy if there's some, well, any government from from H2 will be a lot nicer to go for that. In reserves, yeah, it guarantees, well, not doesn't guarantee, but maybe give him another pop next turn. What would be the alternative? Maybe swordsman, but that's, well, he has knights already, so maybe not that needed. So yeah, I did take a look up at Darwinian's last seed. It was a Confucius event, and this one that Unterjochen seeded was Good Harvest. Goes for the alchemy. Yeah, that Silk Road just looks very bad. Just went for the alchemy, which is nice, but then again, he needs to build 5 steps of Silk Road at some point. It still doesn't have the 5th CA. But in general, he has a nice economy going, so, and some culture from Ziska, so it's not that bad of a situation, but obviously not the greatest. Yeah, it took knights to have some security, but now that there's a Great Wall available, and with those rocks from the new deposits, they still do a lot of work. I can just very efficiently take and finish Great Wall here. And I also like to have a Theo, while I also already have a religion, and nice way to get some more happiness, even though I got one more extra happy from the Great Wall, but then again, the other players, they all have religions, so those organized religions could be a bit contested. And I also in general like the theology. I think there are some notable players that also like the Theo. I think Cengiz IP likes to have the Theo a lot. Just that it's not that contested, and it's a nice upgrade still. And with masonry, it's very cheap. So for the last CA, it wasn't all that clear what is the best play. I haven't seen Dark Ages, so maybe getting a tech out could be nice. So should I go for Theo? Well, it's not needed just now. I'm going for irrigation. It sort of, well, I have a lot of spare science, but it probably means that I won't go for the selective breeding. Not that there's any copy available, but I just think it's efficient to just go for it, and then I have the rich land, and I probably won't need knights for now, so I just thought that that is the most efficient way to go forward. I didn't have anything to seed, but now I will have something for the next turn. And I left myself with 5 resources, so if there's coal, I can just go for 1 upgrade. First common is out. And go for the alchemy with the breakthrough and leave enough science for common next turn. So that's a nice boost. Let's see if he see it. No, he didn't see it. Darwinian, then I think it was past territory. No, it was inhabited. Still nice. There's no replacement leader for now, but then again he's just on 2 MA if he doesn't go for the warfare. So just figures, and yeah, he also builds a unit, so decides to save the science for the government, and just drawing 1 is not that likely to draw a better colony. And yeah, he can just get back to plus food and get the extra population from the colony, so it's probably the best play just to go for it. Unterjochen then finds the first rifles. Very nice pick. Helps him with the corruption. Doesn't have to use civil actions. It still doesn't go for the Silk Road. Maybe there's the architecture. If it's available, could be a very nice pick for the efficient finish of the Silk Road. But it will still block his wonder taking abilities, so let's see. I said popularization of science. I have a very nice science production. And prosperity would be the second option, but maybe it's maybe nicer to, if I can get some more happiness later on, if the deck will be flipped there, or if I draw something else to see it for the next turn. I just think the popularization of science is just a safer one for now. And there's quite an early call, even for 2, so this starts to look very nice. Let's go for it, an upgrade. This EG1. Still, there's Harvard College. Well, I have a lot of science already. Eiffel Tower. Well, there are some colonies, so for 1, it's still a nice pick. And it's had to go for Theo. Yeah, just for efficiency reasons. I'm not quite sure why I leave the swordsman on the row. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I then maybe felt that I might be okay without it. Then again, the first rifles was taken, so I'm not quite sure why I left it on the row. Did I think maybe about the first cannon, it will be left on 3 for Oprah. And this, yeah, I suppose it had to do with the cannon. Darwinian and Unterjochen have very low CA, so it may be hard for them to take the cannon, and if they have to take it to 2, it might slow them down anyway. So I think it was about the cannon. Yeah, the cannon was the reason why I left swordsman on the row. And with 6 resources I will be getting another upgrade next turn, so it's looking very nice. Oprah then goes for the Kanman, Forbidden City, just finishes. Yeah, that's very strong. And takes swordsman. So it doesn't take cannon. Darwinian finds the Republic. Population, urban growth, and efficient upgrades. So he also doesn't take cannon. Which might be a bit risky. There's also the second cannon showing now. But chooses to go for those nice cards. And he's strongest for now. Unterjochen seeds. And I think it was Foray, so he will be maybe getting a bit stronger now. This historic colony, it will be taken by Darwinian. So he actually builds a 3rd alchemy. Can take cannon, maybe has a tactic for cannon, having seeded the foray. And also with the architecture, he can next turn even go for the architecture, and it's just producing 6 signs anyway. Will be very affordable for him, and can maybe just now go for the architecture and finish the Silk Road. I seed the prosperity. I didn't have anything else to seed. There's some more culture. And the justice system falls down to 1, so that this code of laws or justice system play work out very nicely. 1 code was removed, and I got justice system, which is just a better card. I have a lot of size production, and even for once it's just a steal. It helps me with, well, I wouldn't have that much problems with corruption with going for the coal and not having that much food stored up, but still a very nice card. Go for the upgrade, even take rich land for the last upgrade, take cannon, and for the last action I didn't have any other alternative, maybe to float the CA or take journalism. I didn't maybe see that many use cases for the journalism, but I still thought I still have some hand space left. It could work in some cases, but maybe, yeah, it's close. It's close. If I won't have any hand space issues, it will be just fine to have the option, but maybe just floating a CA is maybe even better. And with Darwinian gone for the colony, I'm not the weakest for now. Oprah goes for Cook. And Suez. Let's see. Yeah, definitely if Darwinian has a nice, well, probably doesn't have a nice colony yet, hasn't drawn much, but he has 7 CA now, so probably gonna go for the Suez. Has already 1, or actually 2 colonies, so maybe Oprah sees that probably Suez needs to be taken now if he wants it. can also get cannon and architecture, but has no clear way to finish the Suez yet. Darwinian doesn't see it. Yeah, the reserves that he took at least gives him an extra up now and rebuild his strength, and while being on 2 MA it's quite important for him to get a bit stronger, and well, he has to, while colonizing, use the few MAs probably every turn, so it's not great. At least can pick up some gods. Organized religion, maybe not. No, he still needs some more happies at some point. Scientific method isn't very nice pick. Has nice resources and will have some nice science soon. Has some nice yellows to support the upgrades, and probably feels the pressure here to go for the last rifle since cannons are gone. So yeah, very reasonable. Then again, he has to skip revolutionary idea. Doesn't have the most science for now, but yeah, with scientific methods he will have more. There's actually emigration being seeded, and there's first colony revealed, and Oprah can take it for 1 unit and some gods. So a reasonable price. Goes for drama. Yeah, let's go for Conman, which probably is the correct play here, but again, Silk Road is even more delayed now, but probably the Conman is still nice here. Go for Gaudi. Doesn't elect him yet, so he will go, having gone for the drama here, but I suppose he had some hand space issues at that point. He will be losing a bit of science. His event before Gaudi, and some more food. So I suppose the Conmon just gave him some hand space to take some more cards, and can still go for architecture next turn and then finish the Silk Road at last. So I don't want to see it, even though I'm not the weakest, but tourism is not that nice. I will have some culture from the Nostradamus, so I decided to go for a pact, science pact. I don't want to offer it to Oprah. Darwinian is a bit lower on science for now, but we'll have more science later. So we're in a very similar spot in science department. So I suppose Unterjochen was the main contender for getting the pact, and he accepted, which is very nice also. Can go for strategy for 6 for the last upgrade. Start to go for some farms. I know about Good Harvest that was seeded. Will be in this deck. And with those started breedings being very late, this is just very nice. And yeah, had exactly the rocks to go for the upgrade to coal, and both upgrades to food. So all working out very nicely. Is that like Oprah? There's Bach. Yeah, there's Bach still in this game. I will have a very nice rock production, so yeah, journalism is quite nice to maybe invest those rocks in, but then again, if there's Bach, and I can, with having drawn the fortifications last turn, I felt Opera is probably a nice way to invest my rocks, and be quite well protected with Great Wall and the best Great Wall tactic. So I decided to be able to afford the Opera, and then the last CA was a bit tough, but having gone for those economy upgrades, I felt urban growth is more useful than Rev for me. But it's close. Always sucks to leave Rev for one CA for someone else, but I felt I needed the rocks more. Still, even if I have a nice production, but going for those operas could be nice to have the urban growth. I draw not another event, but a pact. Well, I'm still. I just offered the science pact, so probably won't offer the international trade, but at least it's nice to have in my hand, since it's the second best pact from H2. Oprah can finally go for the code. Does have now 8 CA. Finds the Rev that I left. Goes for some minor upgrades. Leaves himself 11 resources for finishing the Suez next turn, and starts going for it very efficiently. It can then just go for architecture and finish it in 2 CA. And also patriotism. Yeah, he will be producing a lot of rocks with Suez. And what else would there be? Organized religion could work out later on. He has obviously the Forbidden City. So maybe taking, maybe if he has a yellow cube colony, so that those organized religion is not that great. And just having the patriotism could be very nice for rebuilding units after colonizing or something like that. Darwinian seeds, and I think it's scientific breakthrough. So we will be going for the scientific methods. So very nice to get the kind of a late scientific breakthrough. So Frey is revealed. I won't be part of it, which is not surprising with being on Nostradamus and just focusing on not being one of the weakest. Has a lot of rocks. Actually can't use the urban growth here for corruption reasons, but can take even more cards. It still needs to go for food upgrades, and then maybe can in some cases afford maybe building another Opera, depending on what if he has tactic. Probably one not that likely. Still on 3 and 2 MA. Unterjochen seeds as well, and it's developed territory 2, if I'm correct. That may be a bit weird to see. It maybe has a lot of defense cards. Goes for Gaudi. Architecture now finishes the Silk Road. It's still quite nice. A boost can go for, well, he could not, what? So yeah, with going for frugality with the bonus, probably would have left him with corruption. Maybe could have built something like a unit. So maybe there was no way out of the corruption with being playing the frugality, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. Then again, it's from H2, and he will be getting selected quite soon. So still useful later on, and doesn't take another yellow card. So yeah, it could be fine. Probably some corruption reasons. And I decided to see it refugees, and I revealed good harvest I had knowledge about. Will be very nice for me. And yeah, refugees, it will be revealed in well could be quite soon. I have the fortifications. I won't be going for 2 cannons. I can't go for 2 cannons now, but it will still take some time to reveal, and I can probably by that get at least one tactic, 1 fortifications going. So I suppose that was still quite safe to see it, the refugees. I didn't want to see tourism. Well, how does the culture look? Yeah, Oprah is producing, well, probably around the same amount for now since I see it. It is not clear if I, yeah, with going for the Eiffel Tower as well. Probably Oprah will be having the least culture for upcoming terms, so tourism not suitable. Refugees is quite suitable. At the EG that I took, I still wanted to use it. I'm feeling quite comfortable with full coal, cannon in hand, and also the fortifications. So I felt like I wanna invest in in a wonder. Doesn't require population. I can put those population in the cannon and and use the EG one. Go for cannon and 1 cannon. So I'm strongest for now. There's not any more strength events in this deck, but it's still quite nice to start going for cannons now. And that's the whole turn. I draw some more events. Let's see if the H will be still 2 on my next turn. But I just didn't wanna commit to a leader for 2. There's a lot of leaders coming down. Maybe Catherine could be very, very nice to have. Mary also. But yeah, I was quite certain there's a leader for 1 next time, even if I lose Nostradamus. Oprah goes for Suez, and what does he have? Yeah, he has a yellow cube colony, so it makes sense now. Probably the second best colony from H2, autonomous still being the best, but just the CA that is saved from this inhabited 2 is just very nice. Goes for the swordsman while he still can. Plays patriotism and rebuild some units, or 1 unit, but it looks like he has something like classic army or maybe even Napoleonic army. Has 8 resource production for now. Has some nice yellows. And gonna go for the food next turn, but yeah, as it can happen sometime, that irrigation just looks very strong with septic breedings being on the last, something like the last 10 cards. Not last 10, but last 15 cards from the deck, so now the irrigation is quite nice. And the good harvest was revealed before any other upgrades from other players. This was one of mine. It's relatively equal. Darwinian chooses to go for Catherine. And probably doesn't wish to go for the warfare. Just takes the third MA from Catherine and Robespierre. Not that great, already being on Republic. and start going for those units still on H2, and he does have the classic army, so maybe Oprah then has the Napoleonic, like when it's played like this. Does put some pressure on other players with Catherine also, goes for 18, maybe threatening the Catherine expansion. Can go for even more science. There's still the scientific breakthrough, will be on top of the next deck, and is probably guaranteed as out to breeding next turn, so no need to take 3, just get some more food for later. Immigration doesn't do anything since it's still H2. Can go for the Frug. Yeah, he can at least like this go for 2 more population. The experiment sees at least the classic army, and can still go for, yeah, he couldn't go for the second unit since he did not have happy faces. Still chose to have rather the a bit of more strength. Maybe he doesn't have defense cards, so maybe doesn't want to use them to maybe fend off an aggression. Since I'm quite sure it was him that seeded develop 2. Well, according to my logbook. So let's take a look at the scores. The H will end now, so it will be everyone's played the same amount of turns. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. So rocks, I have the most rock production, and for now most food production. That will then again switch to the advantage of other players. I have a reasonable amount of culture. Darwinian and Unterjochen have more, and well, it's still within reach, so there's no reason to worry here too much. Science is in Darwinian's favor, and he definitely has a nice spot here. Everyone has at least 6 civil actions, so no one's really in a slump. Oprah having the most, but then again 7-5 is still very playable for me. So it will be interesting to see how the H3 goes from here. But in culture-wise, it's still very much open game. And there's one H3 card revealed, and yeah, it's I decided to first of all seed Independence Declaration. I don't have any colonies. Oprah has weakest for now. Has a lot of colonies, at least 2. So that's a nice seed. And as we can remember, that card on top is Scientific Breakthrough, and there's the computers on the first card. So I decided to go for the computers. Naturally, go for it. Go for 2 upgrades. And with already having developed theology area on, I can just fix my happiness going for 1 upgrade. And I decided to, since the refugees will be in the deck, and then there's at least there's arms industry. Yeah, maybe my logbook is not perfect. The next deck will have at least autonomous territory, arms industry develop 2, scientific breakthrough, and two unknowns. Or yeah, but at least those will be in. And I have my own as well. So autonomous territory, arms industry develop 2, scientific breakthrough, refugees, and independence declaration. Yeah, those will be in. So like this, I use all my rocks and can escape the Darwinian, the Catherine expansion from Darwinian. So a very nice turn, and I was very happy having gone for the Theo. Well, I couldn't have gone for it now since it's age 3, but I just had it ready to fix my happiness and also go for more science and one cannon. Oprah then goes for some units and shows Napoleonic, and he also has 18 strength, so probably Darwinian won't even use the ability now, or maybe sees that maybe there's no way in the near future that he's going to be stronger than 2 players, so maybe it just decides to go for stealing a yellow. Well, not stealing, but removing a yellow from Unterjochen. But then again, probably he will be strongest, so maybe it's just seeding is best. Take some more cards. Breakthrough at least is very nice. Maybe it took EG2 for 2 over the second breakthrough. I probably would have just taken both of those breakthroughs, even though he maybe can predict what the top card is. Well, it could be quite a tell that it was played by the guy with most, well, not the most science production for now, but at the time. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a blunder for me. He did have CA4, also taking the second breakthrough, so yeah, it's all fine. Darwinian then seeds, and yeah, that's this one 12 for me, 10 for Darwinian, and then a bit less for the other players. That's just huge. There's very early oil, but he also needs to take the selective. What else did you do? He went for population oil, so he just didn't really have the means to go for the second coal. Then again, there's mechanized agriculture coming down, so maybe could be a way to prioritize the second oil upgrade, but also having selective for sure is also okay. Unterjochen goes for bread, using one culture production as well, and go for food, and reserves, and cannon just using the pact. Yeah, probably the pact will be kept for now, but also yeah, for me it's not the issue if I lose the one science for him being active in this science or using his science. I will have more than enough for the rest of the game. So I'm actually strongest, and there's refugees in the deck, so I decided seed. I had drawn impact of population. It isn't all that great. Well, not a spectacular event. or impact, but I just didn't think I want to see it civil unrest while being still on not that many happy faces. Just found that a bit more a bit safer, just to play the impact of population. And there was a bit of a debate. There's Bach also. I could go for Bach, then go for some operas, and then switch to Marie maybe, or maybe skip Marie if I take Bach. There's Gates, Jobs, Einstein, Sid Meier, so all of those I would be guaranteed a nice science leader. Well, not guaranteed if they were very late, but there's more than enough for everyone. But the main reason for it in this is the strength. I can just get 3 more strength without investing any resources. So that was the reason I went for Curie. Obviously, it's very nice with being on computer plus coal. Very strong early on, just a lot stronger than Gates a few turns later. And I also found a nice mechanized agriculture. Yeah, having seeded the population, I just wanted to sort of hammer it home. Can even go for 2 upgrades to mechanized agriculture. There's also the Red Cross in the game. I have masonry, so there's some potential in many departments. If I miss out on the Red Cross, at least score some points for the impact of the population. And just my economy is very thriving for now, and I'm strongest. Draw some nice stuff. Impact of government. I will very likely have enough science for an H3 government, and while being on 7.5 already, it will be just very nice impact. So proceeds, and there's refugees, so I get rewarded already. Going for Curie, obviously there was maybe another way to get more strength, but that was the most efficient way to get more strength. And even nicer for the impact of population. The spaceflight, yeah, if it were in the hands of Darwinian or me, just could be way too strong. He has some nice science himself for now. Well, he can't go for a lot of production now, but he has breakthroughs, and it's available for in the 1CA range. Can even ramp up his strength while taking MT. So he has some military plays probably in mind. He has the least culture, so maybe a nice military push could reward him. And also now has the spaceflight for sure. He did take the EG2, so if he wants to use it, probably will have to have a wonder early on to be sure to use it. And it's strongest for now. The Darwinian then sees that maybe there's not a nice way to be stronger than 2 players, and also there's Gates, so just decides to remove the yellow token from Unterjochen. We're going for Gates, 15 rock production, and also goes for the Thunder. Yeah, the first MT was taken. Could be quite useful to have some more extra strength and some more MAs. And he took 30 over the oil upgrade last turn, and now he has a ton of rocks, and he could also go for the mechanized. Then again, I took the first one, so at that point there was only one showing. So maybe it was still nice to have the selective breeding as an option, but now it's just way stronger to go for mechanized next time. But yeah, in general, yeah, we went for early oil. Yeah, and there was no guarantee what leader he can get next. But obviously, oil plus Yates is a bit of an overkill. But yeah, he has a lot of rocks in hand and can afford corruption. This develop 2. Oprah can take it for just 1 unit. First Air Force came down. There's Prof Sports. Yeah, he's a bit behind in strength. Then again, Oprah had to send 1 unit, so probably not in danger of direct aggression. But the arenas will help quite nicely, and the Air Force as well. But for me, that's actually International Red Cross, and I see the impact of government and reveal autonomous. An operator sent a lot of units, and well, not a lot of units, but a unit and a lot of cards for the developed. And I think I also bid for the developed just to use up some defense cards for him. Since I also had quite a bunch of those cards, even though I don't have any colonization bonus. Well, no one has a bonus for that other than Cook, and I was willing to. I think I still just bid the warrior and the cards. I don't think I was willing to give up a cannon, even though that could be. I'm not quite sure about the math. I did at least consider if I can bid a cannon, but I'm quite sure I did not bid a cannon here, just the warrior and the cards, since it could be a bit risky. Yeah, I think there was mainly for the Red Cross being there. It's gonna consume a lot of my CA, since I also have to finish the Eiffel Tower. So yeah, now it's coming back to me. Yeah, I have 10 resources. I need to finish Eiffel Tower, then take Red Cross and build some steps. So for that reason, I did not have. Well, if I bid the cannon, I would have the rocks from the autonomous, but I wouldn't have population to rebuild a cannon. So for those reasons, I felt I couldn't bid the cannon here, since I will be using a lot of my defense cards. I would have trouble rebuilding the cannon for now, while doing all the other stuff that I need to do. So I actually decided to take the culture for the autonomous territory. I definitely don't need science and don't need the food. Could maybe help to have the rocks, but I'm not level. We'll see at the end if I maybe could have afforded it corruption wise. But I felt culture is the best way to move forward. So yeah, masonry doing some amazing work here. I can just finish the Eiffel Tower, go for Red Cross, go for 4 stages, and could even go for the last. So actually, yeah. The refugees was revealed, so I would have the population if I just took I could have maybe with a cannon. take the rocks, rebuild, and go for display. So I'm not sure if I suppose I realized I had the refugees, but I just felt with Oprah being going for the military, I just and with all those, I'd need to take the rocks from the autonomous to rebuild the cannon, so it didn't feel too great. And just took the culture and finished the Eiffel Tower, went for the Red Cross, and even could have just straight up finished it. But with having spent a lot of rocks on the Eiffel Tower, I felt it's safer to take the reserves, at least away from Oprah, and also gives me two two cannons next turn. Even though I know about the arms industry, but I felt this reserves is more valuable than the last stage, since Oprah is a bit behind in culture, and he probably feels that he needs to build the last step, so it won't be that bad. I draw some more impacts, or one more happiness. Could be fine. Yeah, that's the arms industry. Goes for MT. Goes for the last stage. Goes for oil even. It's still red. Well, at the middle point of the H3, the oil could still pay off. Maybe if there's economic progress or something that he has knowledge about. But all in all, maybe that's another way to play it also. Maybe he feels that Darwinian could have also played something like economic progress. So yeah, with being on Suez already, could be a bit of an overkill. There's some nice cards, such as a Rev idea and EG3, so he's skipping a lot for that. Also computers. And so I'm not quite sure about this. There's a lot of nice stuff for cheaper. Darwinian then goes for the mechanized agriculture, has nice production all around, and also takes internet for very cheap. Doesn't have the best internet for now, but with Gates that has a lot of potential. It's another theater, can definitely afford it. And there's a very cheap computer for Unterjochen with the Pact and with Gaudi. Can start going for upgrades while also building up some strength. Maybe it doesn't have the best draw for defense cards, so at least you can defend for sure. And a lot of cards, even though the Silk Road bonus won't be useful for those lab upgrades, but still free upgrades. Copies the classic army, even being strongest. Yeah, there's still, let's see, 2 air forces left, but none on the row. Yeah, I felt there's, well, Oprah cannot take it, and Darwinian probably cannot take it. Then again, it could be nice for Unterjochen to defend. And yeah, I did spend a lot of rocks for the Eiffel Tower. I did take reserves over the last stage. Last turn. But maybe there's a scenario where maybe the Manhattan could be taken by Oprah. I think he has enough. Yeah, he has enough CA for that. He could even use the EG very early on. Obviously, the spaceflight would be a bit worse, but it probably won't be that great anyway. It doesn't have the science production. Computers are gone, so maybe if he goes full on military, that he could go for such play. I just felt a lot safer having the Manhattan Project. I have a nice science production. We'll have even more if I like. There's the MT, but I also already have strategy, so that doesn't make a big difference. Yeah, just wanted to have a nice way to get some more strength and some more culture as well. And decided to go for another cannon and even another cannon. So this obviously has some problems. Also, military buildup is on the row button. I use my turn to get stronger anyway. But I'm not quite sure if I need the Manhattan. I could just maybe go for all of those cards. Yeah, it's in hindsight, I'm not the biggest fan of this play. Actually, at the time I felt that the Manhattan is quite nice, but then again I could, for those 6 civil actions I used to take it, I could have taken rockets, military build-up, urban growth, patriotism. Then again, that would reveal a lot of cards from the deck anyway. So maybe that was not my first priority, and I at least had one more CA to use to take a card. And here again, maybe rockets. Then there's another copy of rockets coming down. Rockets could be a nice way to ramp up my strength and military build-up, at least take it away from the other players. Then again, I just got stronger, so maybe I won't have a nice use for it in the near future. And I suppose the story behind urban growth is that I need more happies anyway, so that's at least what I need to build in order to get more people in military. So that was the surest way of getting some nice rocks from the row, and patriotism obviously will be discarded. So I can finish the Manhattan next turn if I need. So I suppose the Manhattan is still fine. I'm not revealing too many cards from the row, since Oprah doesn't have an Air Force yet, so that may be the main reason for not taking more cards from the row. Since I see that the only way I can possibly maybe lose this could be a sort of military something, but then again I have Great Wall and nice potential everywhere, so I felt, yeah, that probably the card row movement was the main reason, and also it's just a nice wonder for me. But even with this, even with just taking 2 cards, it was enough to reveal the second Air Force. So there will at least be some military play from Oprah. Then again, it will have to be next turn. Very, very likely. The war. The Darwinian then goes for even more theaters. Goes for rockets. Also empty. Yeah, we can just afford all that. Unterjochen goes for movies. It's a bit of a greedy play, but at least he can use the extra Silk Road bonus for going for that upgrade. And yeah, military build up, very nice. Yeah, he has the shock troops, not the tactic you see very often, but a very nice one for him. And probably with the Air Force he can defend and the military build up. I see the impact of happiness, and I'm not the strongest, but then again not the weakest, so I can choose. There's science paid to Oprah. He has more than enough rocks, and that exercise doesn't do that much. Fundamentalism was quite early, but all those other H3 governments were a bit late. But yeah, I can just afford it, and if it were a more peaceful game, I could even go for the prodigal society sort of feat, where you can establish the same government twice in a game. I could just go for demo, then communism, and then another demo. So that's maybe a bit of a sort of laughable fact in this game. Just a lot of science, and haven't chosen to use my CS for those technologies. And then again, the spaceflight was taken away very early, and with this science, I doubt anyone's gonna play the technology, so it doesn't really matter. So I go for demo, some more cannons, and yeah, this turn, since Oprah will be warring, it's just almost certain he has a war. So I had to decide what the best defense here is. And there's Air Force on the row, but it's for 3, and it doesn't make a huge difference if I build 2 Air Forces. It will add 20 strength for me. If I build 2 more fresh rockets, it's going to be 17. So I just wanted to have all the rocks possible, and also the rockets, and I felt it's very unlikely that I get warred here, even though Oprah can go for another Napoleonic with the Air Force. This Darwinian has a lot of rocks, but then again Unterjochen is, while he has some nice potential, but he really only can go for the Air Force and not another army. It would be, yeah, he will be getting something like maybe 10 at best for the military buildup, so he'd have 21, and it's just 1 rock short of an Air Force and another shock troops army. So he's left himself just 1 rock short of a nice defend. So it would look like he has a lot of potential, but just it's a bit short. So I felt the reserves is more valuable than Air Force here, and I probably won't get warred anyway. So I suppose the Oprah potential is 71 if I remember correctly, and I was up there as well. Since I haven't started building on the Manhattan, the Manhattan is not the most efficient way for me to get strength. If I get warred, I will just pour everything on those rockets and cannons. It's just more efficient. So there's war against Unterjochen. Got population, patriotism, and so yeah, he actually had enough rocks for another air force and then another fresh army. And has the CA also to use EG2. So like this he can just finish the space flight for sure. I probably, yeah, it will be a bit a tight culture race between the rest of the field. Darwinian goes for 4th theater. Goes for MT. Takes the Air Force just to have it. Yeah, the age probably will end anyway. Unterjochen goes for, as expected, the Air Force. Yeah, he can actually, he doesn't even have the MA for. Well, he would have MA. Yeah, he would have MA for all those units, so he could maybe in the best case just, well, he can. Yeah, he can't even go for the outdated since he doesn't have a cavalry. It needs cavalry population, and it just doesn't have a way to go for even outdated. So probably just the one Air Force and maybe another unit. Well, doesn't elect to go for that. Elects to go for satellites. It's quite close to building another Air Force in strength. Could be better for impacts. And does NDH also. So yeah, the next war could be even more fatal. I offer a pact to Oprah. We have relatively similar amount of wonders, and actually just prepare for most of the impacts. I know about the population, so I need to place 1 reserves to get 3 more population out. So yeah, with the 10 CA it's not a problem, and I can't even use the last reserves, but it was just for the war. If I get the war, it's gonna be useful there. But yeah, just made sure I can pop 3 times, going for the impact population, and also the happiness is in, and I wanted to build prof sports. And for variety reasons, just build another unit. And with finishing the Manhattan project, I will actually be able to defend an aggression also. So just very nice ending here. 61 science. No, that's not the greatest site. Just going to waste, but what can you do? Goes for jobs. There's the government, so that will be a bit better. Just make some adjustments and finishes the spaceflight for 20 something 24. Cold War, so yeah, final science bank will be 67, so that's probably the biggest one I had in since ever. Internet finished, and some more adjustments. Tries an aggression, but that will be defended. Can go for a very late sit. Will still give him a lot of value, even 4 computers to finish it off. So it was relatively close. Well, there's now one impact in already. Well, I had a bit of a lead, but the rest of the bunch is quite close. This happiness will be a bit bad for Darwinian and Oprah. Unterjochen is a bit better. Population will be quite similar for everyone. Yeah, I had the early irrigation and early mechanized agriculture, but still, yeah, I did spend 12 food on the Red Cross, so that made it a bit closer, but probably without that I would have gotten more population out. This government will be great for me, and not too bad for the others. Oprah actually just 1 point behind. Overtakes Darwinian for now, but he has still gates. And this harmony is enough to already put him in second place and just gates bonus left. So I will be scoring a win for the first World Champs game. It was overall a game where I felt I was in charge for the most part. Having the sort of cheeky 3 alchemy very early on, and masonry did amazing job. There was early coal, just everything working, and early computers, even though I ended up having a lot of spare science, but still very nice. And early query, and just making sure I'm quite safe from any war. And just score some culture along the way, and Red Cross was always. It was a nice pick, and the whole turn was just provided by masonry, finishing the Eiffel and going for 4 stages in 1 turn. So very good start for the World Champs for me, and I suppose during this recording of this video, the second 4-play game also, well, it didn't come to a close, but it will be my last turn, and so I will probably post it quite soon. Probably not during weekend, but maybe Monday or something like that. So thanks for watching this game. This recording was a bit longer, but I suppose there was some debate, some turns that there was some options what to do, and I tried to keep my reasoning to as to why I did what I did, and I had to sort of rewind my own thoughts as well, what I had been thinking at the time. So I hope I was able to clarify my decisions, and so it took a little longer than I expected, but yeah, hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, I will close with this, and we'll get back for the next game. And please make sure you check some other content as well. There's Coquito content. I suppose he hasn't finished a game yet in this World Champs, but there's at least Weidenbaum posting videos from the intermezzo that I will be skipping for my videos, but please check those out. Thank you, and bye bye.